Welcome to Mongolia, the land of endless blue skies and vast grasslands stretching to the horizon. In the heart of Asia, where the wind carries the scent of grass and the echo of galloping hooves, Mongolia appears as another world, wild, powerful, and full of life. From the snow-covered Altai Mountains to the sunlit Gobi Desert, from icy glaciers to crystal-clear lakes like jade, every place tells a story of majestic nature and resilient people. This is the homeland of warriors who once built an empire stretching from Europe to the Pacific Ocean. But rising above the history of conquest, modern Mongolia still preserves the spirit of freedom, where nomadic traditions, ancient music, and a way of life in harmony with nature remain as the breath of each day. The Mongolian people live with the wind, ride horses across the steppe, sleep in tents under the stars, and sing beneath the moonlight. Here, time seems to slow down, allowing everyone to feel the vastness of the sky and the serenity within the soul. This journey will take you through magnificent wonders, from the towering Genghis Khan statue standing amid the grasslands, ancient monasteries, to crystal-clear lakes and fiery red deserts glowing in the sunset. Mongolia, a land where history still echoes, where freedom is the breath of life, and every landscape touches the heart. Before beginning the journey, let's start with a small question. What is the traditional home of Mongolian nomads called? Tsagaan Suvarga. Located in southern Mongolia, this geological marvel lies about 156 kilometers from the center of Dungovi province. Standing nearly 60 meters high and stretching for about 400 meters, the white and orange cliffs resemble the remnants of an ancient city eroded by time. The locals call this place the White Stupa Tsagaan Suvarga as a sign of reverence, likening it to a sacred mountain or a massive Buddhist monument. Formed from clay and sandstone, the cliffs reveal vibrant color layers created by the oxidation of minerals, especially iron and calcium. Once the floor of an ancient sea, This area today exposes sedimentary strata shaped over millions of years through natural weathering and erosion. From afar, the towering formation appears like a forgotten fortress amid the barren steppe. Strong winds often sweep through here, so visitors should take care when approaching the fragile cliffs. Not far away are remarkable caves, where narrow passages suddenly open into vast underground chambers. Surrounding Tsagaan Suvarga is a striking contrast between rugged terrain and resilient vegetation, reflecting the enduring adaptability of life in the harsh desert climate. Ongiin Gol River. The river meanders gently across vast terraces, nourishing the land and sustaining the diverse ecosystems of the vegetation along its banks. Historical relics discovered nearby demonstrate the deep cultural significance of this river to the ancient nomadic civilizations. During the rainy season, the water level rises, creating favorable conditions for birds and small animals to thrive around the area. For centuries, nomadic herders have relied on the river's pure water, leading their livestock here during the dry months in search of life-sustaining resources. Calm and graceful, the flowing water offers a rare image of abundance amid the vast and arid Mongolian steppe. Yol Valley. Covering an area of about 69 square kilometers, this region was designated as a protected area in 1965, much earlier than most large-scale conservation programs in Mongolia. The deep gorge lies at an altitude of about 2,500 meters, formed over millennia by streams carving through the slopes of ancient mountains. In its narrowest parts, the path between the cliffs is only wide enough for two people to walk side by side. Although the surrounding area receives plenty of sunlight, the steep rock walls keep much of this valley in shadow throughout the year. The cool, shaded conditions allow a thick layer of ice covering the stream to persist even during the warm summer months. Small waterfalls run along the narrow passageways, formed by melting snow and underground springs flowing between the surrounding rocks. can remain until summer, making this one of the few places in the region that retains almost permanent glacial features. Hidden among the rugged cliffs are numerous endemic plant species that thrive thanks to the harsh microclimate shaped by the terrain and altitude. This remote land has also yielded many important paleontological discoveries, including fossils and dinosaur bones dating back more than 70 million years. The majestic gorge remains a unique natural monument, attracting travelers with its extraordinary climate, distinct geology, and strikingly contrasting scenery. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our breathtaking destinations. Orkhon Waterfall. Hidden deep within a magnificent canyon, visitors can follow the rocky path and descend about 22 meters to reach the foot of the waterfall. Around 20,000 years ago, the combination of tectonic movement and volcanic activity shaped the present form of the Orkhon Waterfall. The water flow appears only during the rainy season, beginning when the summer rainfall becomes sufficient, making the most spectacular viewing time fall between late July and August. From the ancient cities, travelers must cross more than 4 to 5 miles of rugged terrain to reach the falls. The narrow trails originating from old temple sites allow faster access, taking about 2 to 3 hours, though the route remains fairly challenging. The stony river paths often make vehicle travel difficult, forcing visitors to use sturdy off-road cars or go on long hikes. The nearby Orkhon River stretches for more than 1,100 kilometers, originating from the northern mountain ranges and flowing into a major downstream river system. The freshwater ecosystem here is remarkably rich, home to many endemic fish species adapted to the river's changing conditions. Its cultural and historical value, tied to ancient empires, earned the Orkhon River Valley recognition as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Nature lovers often camp around the area, enjoying the stunning scenery, taking photographs, horseback riding, or cycling along the picturesque trails. Fishermen find peaceful spots here where they can catch local freshwater fish in the crystal clear waters. Nomadic families living nearby always offer warm welcomes, giving travelers a rare chance to experience their customs, cuisine, and traditional lifestyle. The rugged volcanic terrain further enhances the grandeur of the waterfall and provides an adventurous journey for thrill seekers. The remains of ancient architectural relics blend with the natural scenery, reinforcing the significance of this waterfall for both locals and visitors from afar. Ordu Baliq. Once a powerful capital, the ancient city of Ordu Baliq once held the central position of a great empire in Central Asia. Situated strategically amid the vast steppe, near vital trade routes, it served as an important hub of commerce, diplomacy, and culture in its time. For nearly a century, the city was not only the center of political power, but also the spiritual and religious heart of the empire. The city was designed with distinct districts, including the royal palace, temples, administrative quarters, and commercial areas. It was surrounded by solid defensive walls with multiple gates, reflecting its military strength and advanced level of urban planning. Archaeological excavations have uncovered traces of a complex infrastructure system, including religious structures, workshops, and bustling marketplaces. Although it collapsed in the 9th century, many architectural remnants still stand on the windswept plain, bearing witness to its once glorious past. Today, these ruins belong to a cultural landscape that is preserved and globally recognized for its immense historical and archaeological value. The foundations, wall fragments, and scattered artifacts across the ground tell the story of a once prosperous city now reclaimed by nature over time. Forgotten by history for centuries, Ordu Baliq remains standing in silence as an enduring symbol of ambition, power, and the legacy of a vanished empire. Genghis Khan Equestrian Statue. Rising 40 meters high against the Mongolian sky, the equestrian statue of Genghis Khan is considered the largest horseback statue in the world. The monument stands proudly on the vast plains of Ongiin Gol, about 54 kilometers east of the capital city, Ulaanbaatar, along a paved road. The statue's location was not chosen by chance. Legend says that it was here that Genghis Khan once found a whip, a symbol of good fortune and power in Mongolian culture. In local belief, finding a whip is seen as a sign of luck, destiny, and preordained greatness. statue faces east, the direction of his birthplace and the rising sun that once illuminated the first steps of his vast empire. In the distance, a smaller statue of his mother stands silently, watching over her son as he continues to shape the nation's history. Crafted from 250 tons of stainless steel, this monument is not only a masterpiece of sculpture, but also a symbol of Mongolian pride and national spirit. Visitors can not only admire it from below, but also enter the structure, ascending through the horse's neck to reach the open-air observation deck located atop the horse's head, where a panoramic view of the Yol River Valley unfolds. From here, one can behold the majestic Altai Mountains, the land that once nurtured the emperor who founded the Mongol Empire. Inside the complex, portraits of the Khan dynasty are displayed alongside exhibitions on the traditional nomadic lifestyle of the Mongolian people. Altai Mountains. Located in the remote western region of the country, the Altai Mountains stand tall like a natural fortress marking the outer edge of the Mongolian plateau. These massive ranges stretch for hundreds of kilometers, rising high above arid valleys and vast plains. Many peaks exceed an altitude of 4,000 meters, remaining snow-covered all year round, even during the warmest months. At the highest points, glaciers sparkle under the sunlight, slowly melting into streams that carve deep grooves into the rocky terrain below. The landscape here remains wild and immense, shaped by the forces of wind, ice, and time. Unlike the neighboring regions across the border, this area receives very little rainfall and possesses a harsher, drier ecosystem. Forests are nearly absent. Instead, alpine tundra, bare rock formations, and cold steppes dominate the entire region. This is one of the few places on Earth where silence remains untouched, where nature still moves to its own ancient rhythm. Beyond its natural value, the region also holds profound cultural significance, with thousands of ancient rock carvings and historical relics scattered across its valleys. from ancient burial mounds to upright stone monuments. This land tells the story of people who once lived and rested among these majestic mountains. The Altai Mountains are not merely a geographical feature, but a living archive of nature, history, and national identity. You have just explored the magnificent Altai Mountains, one of the most pristine and ancient regions of Mongolia. Now, let's test your knowledge with a short question. Where are the Altai Mountains located in Mongolia? Gobi Desert. The Gobi Desert is an immense semi-arid region covering parts of Mongolia and China, spanning an area of about 1,300,000 square kilometers. Although called a desert, the Gobi still supports diverse vegetation and is home to both wildlife and nomadic people. Unlike typical deserts, only about 5% of its surface is covered with sand, while most of it consists of dry grasslands and rocky plains. The landscape features various formations such as mountains, oases, dry riverbeds, salt flats, and cliffs containing ancient fossils. Temperatures fluctuate drastically, dropping to as low as -38 degrees Celsius during the coldest winters. Because of its clear skies and dry air, the Gobi experiences extreme temperature differences between day and night. Annual rainfall is very low, averaging only about 7 inches. The Gobi Desert is one of the world's most important paleontological sites, famous for dinosaur eggs and rare fossils. Many extinct species have been discovered here, and new fossil specimens continue to appear after every rainfall or sand shift. Wildlife includes endangered species such as wild camels and Bactrian camels. Vegetation consists of deep-rooted plants like saxaul trees and desert shrubs that can survive the arid conditions. Nomadic people living in the Gobi move constantly in search of pastures, using compact tents and simple household items. The vast openness of the desert offers a full 360-degree view with breathtaking sunsets and a crystal-clear night sky. Ancient trade routes from the Silk Road era still leave traces here, proving the Gobi's historical importance in Eurasian commerce. Orkhon Valley. The grasslands along both sides of the river are home to numerous nomadic cultures that formed distinctive social, economic, and political systems. The region's abundant archaeological sites provide valuable insights into prehistoric settlements dating back tens of thousands of years. Many waves of nomadic migrations have harmoniously adapted to the valley's natural terraced landscape over the centuries. Several empires once established this area as their political, commercial, and cultural center, linking civilizations across Europe and Asia. The archaeological remains, including memorial complexes, ancient capitals, and religious structures, reflect multiple historical periods. Traces of early human presence in the valley reveal long-term settlement and continuous cultural development. Nomadic peoples such as the Huns, Turks, and Uyghurs contributed to the region's rich heritage. Medieval capitals once served as major administrative and ceremonial centers of the empire. Buddhist monasteries and hermitages testify to the enduring spiritual and cultural traditions preserved through the centuries. The religious complexes represent early models of sustainable land management, rooted in respect for nature and life. Religious practices deeply influenced daily life and the governance systems of the nomadic societies here. Ancient trade routes running through the valley facilitated cultural exchange between East and West. The remaining historical relics showcase the architectural and artistic achievements of many dynasties. The remnants of fortifications and city layouts reveal sophisticated urban planning amid the harsh, terraced environment. Khongoryn Els. Khongoryn Els is a vast expanse of sand dunes covering more than 965 square kilometers in the Gobi Desert. These towering ridges of sand, some reaching heights of up to 300 meters above the surrounding plains, create a spectacular and rare landscape. Locals call the tallest dune the Singing Dune because of the mysterious sounds that echo when the wind sweeps across its surface. Explorers often choose to climb smaller dunes to better experience the unique resonance that arises as the sand moves against the wind. The dunes lie between lush green steppes, nourished by underground rivers and distant mountain ranges. From east to west, the sand ridges connect seamlessly, forming a grand and continuous panorama. From the summit, Visitors can admire the entire desert where sunrise blazes in golden light and sunset descends in mesmerizing beauty. Typically, the ascent takes about 1 hour, while descending safely requires between 30 minutes to 1 hour. Bayanzag, Flaming Cliffs. The bright red cliffs of Bayanzag display deep orange hues that glow brilliantly, especially at sunset. Located within a vast sedimentary basin in the northern Gobi Desert, this site features a unique geological structure. Alternating layers of sandstone and limestone form striking natural shapes. The reddish sedimentary strata create the iconic fiery appearance, giving the place its name, the Flaming Cliffs. This area serves as a natural boundary between the high desert and the lower basin floor. Fossils dating back to the late Cretaceous period have made Bayanzag one of the world's most famous paleontological sites. Numerous dinosaur fossils discovered here have drawn scientists to study the ancient life preserved within the rock layers. Scientific expeditions continue to explore the species that once thrived in this arid land millions of years ago. The sedimentary layers provide valuable data on prehistoric ecology and biodiversity. Walking among the cliffs, visitors can imagine an ancient world where dinosaurs once roamed freely across this land. The breathtaking landscape, with its vivid red-orange tones, makes Bayanzag a renowned destination for both travelers and scientists. Its distinctive geology and fossil record enhance the site's global scientific and cultural significance. Baga Gazrain Chulu. Massive granite formations rise from the flat plains, covering an area of about 300 square kilometers. The highest peak, Takil Gut, stands 1,768 meters high, offering a panoramic view of the surrounding landscape. Valleys in the region are shaped by numerous streams, some bordered by beautiful poplar trees growing amid narrow gorges. Throughout the area lie ancient relics, including stone tombs, burial mounds, and rock inscriptions from various historical periods from the Bronze Age, the Xiongnu and Turkic states, to the powerful Mongol Empire. The ruins of temples dating from the 17th to 19th centuries reflect the region's rich religious life. Wildlife thrives here, especially mountain sheep and ibex, which are often seen across an area about 15 kilometers long and 10 kilometers wide. The granite canyons, sculpted by the wind, form fascinating shapes and make this an ideal destination for hiking, climbing, and bouldering. Elsen Tasarkhai. Elsen Tasarkhai is a stunning semi-desert region where sand dunes blend seamlessly with the surrounding forests and grasslands. The golden sand stretches for about 80 kilometers, forming a striking contrast with the lush green vegetation during springtime. Unlike the vast deserts of southern Mongolia, this area offers a more compact yet diverse landscape. The dunes rise from the plains like ocean waves, shaped over centuries by shifting winds and arid climate. Birch and willow trees surround the dunes, bringing an unexpected touch of greenery amid the dry expanse. In spring, wildflowers bloom, adding vibrant colors to the soft golden sands. The scenery forms a rare harmony between flat terrain and fertile lands filled with native plants. This contrast makes Elsen Tasarkhai a vivid example of ecological diversity and the adaptability of Mongolian nature. The small desert lies between mountains and plains, creating a rich and multidimensional landscape. Wind and time have sculpted the graceful dunes, whose shapes subtly change with the shifting light throughout the day. The curves and ridges of the sand reflect sunlight in varying tones, glowing especially bright at sunrise and sunset. The coexistence of sand and forest makes this an ideal place to observe the intersection between arid and humid regions. The geology beneath the dunes influences the soil composition and the unique distribution of plant life. Seasonal weather also transforms the dunes' shapes, especially after rainfall, when the vegetation revives. Elsen Tasarkhai remains a breathtaking testament to the ecological diversity and enduring vitality of Mongolia's natural world. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us in exploring the next remarkable destinations along this adventure. Deer stones. Have you ever seen a massive stone carved with the image of a flying deer standing alone in the vast steppe? They are called deer stones, and they have stood silently across Mongolia for more than 2,000 years. Created by ancient nomads during the Bronze Age, These stones are among the oldest ritual monuments in the world. Most stand over 6 feet tall, with some reaching as high as 13 feet. What makes them remarkable are the intricate carvings, deer with stretched legs, spiraling antlers, and dynamic, soaring form. Archaeologists believe these stones were part of burial sites, often found near graves and stone mounds known as Kirig Sur. Mongolia holds the largest number of deer stones in the world. More than 1,300 have been discovered. Each slab bears unique carvings of animals, weapons, and symbols representing life and death. Many scholars believe they were erected to honor warriors or spiritual leaders, symbolizing the connection between the sky, the earth, and the underworld. Some are thought to be linked to ancient cultures that once thrived across the vast Eurasian steppes. These monuments predate the Roman Empire and were built long before Athens or Beijing existed. It is astonishing to imagine how ancient craftsmen carved them by hand on this windswept land thousands of years ago. Amarbayasgalant Monastery. Amarbayasgalant Monastery features exquisite architecture that harmoniously blends traditional Mongolian style with the profound influence of ancient Buddhism. For centuries, it has welcomed monks and pilgrims alike, becoming an important center of education and spirituality in the region. Surrounded by majestic mountain ranges, the tranquil atmosphere evokes a deep sense of peace and spiritual connection with Mongolian culture. Inside, carefully preserved murals and Buddha statues reflect the monastery's enduring historical and religious artistry. Taikar Chulu Rock. Standing about 20 meters tall, this massive granite monolith rises prominently from the flat expanse of the steppe. Its surface bears more than 150 ancient inscriptions and symbols, offering deep insight into the region's rich cultural and historical heritage. According to legend, a hero placed this stone to slay a giant serpent, giving the site a special mythical significance among the locals. From the summit, visitors can gaze across the terraced plains and nearby river, an ideal spot for sightseeing and reflection. Zaisan Memorial. The Zaisan Memorial was built by the Russians to honor the Soviet soldiers who sacrificed their lives during World War II. Located on a hill south of the capital city, Ulaanbaatar, it offers a panoramic view of the city below. Visitors must climb hundreds of steps to reach the large circular concrete structure adorned with a magnificent mosaic mural. The site is loved by both locals and travelers and is often chosen as a popular short day trip destination. From the memorial, one can see the Tool River winding through the city and the tall cranes rising against the skyline, a symbol of the ever-changing face of modern Ulaanbaatar. Ongiin Gol Monastery. Genghis Monastery was once a vast religious complex that was destroyed during the communist purges in Mongolia in the 1930s. After decades of abandonment and the redirection of the river that left the land around the monastery barren, the site gradually faded into obscurity. In 1990, as Mongolia entered its era of democratization, 3 monks returned to rebuild the temple and revive Buddhist practices. Today, Ongiin Gol stands as a living testament to the resilience of Mongolian faith and culture. Reborn from the ruins after nearly a century of silence, as so. Erdene Zuu Monastery. Erdene Zuu is the first Buddhist monastery still standing in Mongolia. Built in 1585, it holds immense religious and historical significance. Originally, the monastic complex housed around 1,000 monks, with more than 60 temples and hundreds of gear tents enclosed within its fortress walls. The monastery suffered severe destruction during the communist purges of the 1930s, yet many sacred treasures were secretly preserved by local people. In 1965, Erdene Zuu was reopened as a museum, and following the Democratic Revolution of 1990, religious activities were officially restored. The monastery is surrounded by a massive wall lined with 108 stupas, a sacred number in Buddhist culture. Among its prominent structures is the Dalai Lama Temple, which houses the Zanabazar statue along with a rare 17th century letter of gratitude. Khuvsgul Lake. Khuvsgul Lake contains about 70% of Mongolia's fresh water and is regarded as one of the clearest lakes in the world. The lake is surrounded by pine-covered mountain ranges, situated at an elevation of about 1,645 meters above sea level, and stretches 136 kilometers in length. More than 90 small rivers flow into the lake, but only one river, the Ongiin Gol, flows out and eventually merges with Lake Baikal. With its crystal-clear water and pristine scenery, Khuvsgul has become a beloved destination for nature enthusiasts and eco-travelers. The crescent-shaped dunes are formed by unidirectional winds and are commonly found in Mongolia's Gobi Desert. They constantly change shape over time, creating mesmerizing patterns across the arid landscape. The formation of barkhans illustrates the continuous interaction between wind, sand, and terrain within one of the world's most distinctive desert environments. Ulaanbaatar. The city of Ulaanbaatar began as a mobile monastery founded in 1639 by religious leaders seeking to unite the Khalkha Mongols under spiritual authority. The monastery moved several times along the rivers, changing locations dozens of times before finally settling permanently in 1778. In 1706, the religious center expanded into a settlement known as Ich Kuri, which flourished in monastic architecture and craftsmanship. During the 18th and 19th centuries, the site became the cultural, commercial, and administrative hub of the region. Its alliance with the Qing dynasty elevated the city's status as a political center of the Khalkha nobility. After gaining independence in 1911, the settlement was recognized as the capital of Mongolia and renamed Nislel Kuri. By 1924, following the early 20th century revolutions, the city officially adopted the name Ulaanbaatar, meaning Red Hero, in honor of revolutionary figures. A city government was established along with the first phase of urban planning. Soviet architectural influence shaped its urban landscape in the mid-20th century, with new residential areas and infrastructure emerging from the 1960s onward. After the Democratic Revolution of 1990, private property ownership was legalized, marking a turning point in the city's urban development. Today, Ulaanbaatar has evolved from a nomadic religious center into the political and economic capital of a modern nation. The year 1778, marking its permanent settlement, is celebrated annually as the city's founding date. As the sun slowly sets beyond the endless horizon, the spirit of Mongolia still whispers through the windswept plains. This is a land where history lives on, and every moment holds a story waiting to be told. From the echoes of ancient empires to the quiet strength of today's nomads, Mongolia invites you to keep exploring, to walk the lesser-known paths and feel the heartbeat of an eternal land, carrying its spirit with you wherever your journey leads. Thank you for joining us on this adventure through the heart of Mongolia. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and share the video so that more people can discover the wonders of our planet. See you in the next episode, where new lands await and the adventure continues endless, like the Mongolian steppe itself.